Dear friends in Jesus Christ, as a seminarian, I happened to read a book titled The Stranger. In fact, it is a novel written by Albert Camus. And the title of this novel is very interesting, The Stranger. And if we go through this novel, we will certainly come to understand why the author has titled this novel as The Stranger. It is because of the main character in this novel. Definitely we come to realize that he has titled this novel in such a way because this person behaves very strangely. That is the reason he terms it that way. And one of the main reasons why he behaves strangely, he finds the reason in his relationship with his mother. In the beginning itself, we see in the novel that your mother passed away, condolences. And as human beings, however strong we are, whether spiritually or mentally, if we all of a sudden hear a news like this that our mother passed away, definitely we will shed a drop of tear. But then this person doesn't shed a drop of tear. And he gives close attention to this behavior. And one of the main messages that we can draw from this novel is that our relationship with our mothers matter a lot in our lives. If we are strange to our mothers, we will definitely strange to this world, to the people around us, and even to God. We will ultimately become stranger to our own selves. So it's very important that how do we keep our relationship with our mothers? Why do I say it? Because on October 7th, the Catholic Church keeps the memorial of Our Lady of the Rosary, and whose life we celebrate there. It is the life of our Mother Mary. And if we look into the life of Mother Mary, we can see that she had strong relationship with his son. And Jesus had the same relationship with her as well, that we can see from the Gospels. And in this context, I am reminded of a sculpture, a work by Michelangelo. And we all know that the famous work by Michelangelo, Pieta. And if we are to define in one sentence what does Pieta mean, we can say that it is the passion of Jesus Christ through the eyes of Mother Mary. How she looked at the passion of Jesus Christ, how she was there with him. That is what that famous sculpture speaks to us all. And because of that rich meaning it has with it, down through the centuries, so many have written so many things about it. And of those, I was really struck by two questions that Mother Mary asked to all of us, asked to the whole world. She does it through Saint Peter and Judas. Now itself we can understand what would be those two questions. The first question she asked Peter, you wanted to deny my son 3 times. You could have told me. He was at the peak of his passion and you are supposed to stand by him, but you didn't do it. If you were not able to do it, you would have told me. I would have stood by him. And the second question, Judas, you wanted to betray my son for certain money. If you were not able to stand with him at his suffering, you also would have told me. Instead of you, I would have stood along with him. And these questions we cannot simply sideline as gospel inferences. Because in the gospel, we can see that Mother Mary would have certainly behaved that way. Because at the foot of the cross, in the Gospel of St. John, we see Mother Mary. But except St. John, no apostles are there. They all were supposed to stand with him, but Mother Mary is there at the foot of the cross. And Jesus is about to die. And we know that if we know we are certainly going to die at the next moment, only the necessary things we will speak, we will do there. Unnecessary things we will not concentrate. It is at that moment Jesus asked St. John to receive her into his home or into his heart. And in turn, he asked Mother Mary also take care of him. So why did he do that? Because Jesus in his life felt the presence of Mother Mary. He knew that At his suffering, she was there. She helped him. And if she could help Jesus, he knew that his church, his people, she will be able to help. And that is an intentional, action from the side of God. Her intercession is very important in our life. And at our joys and at our sorrows, she will definitely be there to help us. And we can take it very confidently that Jesus purposefully gave our Mother Mary into our hands. So Pope Paul VI would say that this Holy Rosary we have to recite every day. He would say, if we, as a church community, we are in the church, the best form of worship that we can offer to God is the Holy Eucharist. That happens in a church atmosphere. But if you are in our home, the best form of worship or the prayer that we can offer to God is Holy Rosary. So he, encourages all of us to recite Holy Rosary every day. So as we keep this memorial, let us make it a point that we, all of us, take it very seriously, and every day we find some time to say the prayer of the Rosary. That will be very helpful in our lives. And her intercession is so much powerful in the Gospel itself. We have evidence for that. Again, in the Gospel of St. John, wedding at Cana, there that family, they are deprived of something, and Mother Mary understands that. She approaches Jesus and asks him to help them. At that time, Jesus says that, "Woman, what is there for me and you? My time has not yet come." So the time that Jesus here refers to is his passion, death, and resurrection. It is true that this world is going to be saved. Jesus knew that. And this is the first sign in the Gospel of St. John. And if he does this sign, Jesus was aware that that would be his first step towards his death. So he says that this is not the opportune time. And in the Old Testament, time belongs to God. Nobody else can intervene there. Everything that happens in our life, it happens at an opportune time willed by God. So with time, nobody can intervene. But with Mother Mary, we see that even though Jesus says, "My time has not yet come," at her intervention, even God changes time. That is the power of her intercession. And this Holy Rosary, we are actually praying along with her. That much grace, that much power God has given to her intercession. And if we pray along with her, whether it is our joy, whether it is our sorrows, all our intentions, if it is with her, we can be certainly confident that it will be answered by God. So as we keep this memorial, let us all pray that. Let's make use of this grace that God has attached with the intercession of Mother Mary, and through her we reach God and we find solace in the hand of God. Amen.